We're going to call this Chaburah FOMO. Let's see why. FOMO. What is FOMO? So most of us know that as fear of missing out. So we're going to call it FOMO, fear of missed opportunity. The guy walks in town and he sees the outskirts is a Bais Medrash, right? Place for dead people. And he notices on the matzevos, on the tombs, like you're looking at dates, and he sees this guy. It seems like people are not living that long in that town. So he's thinking maybe I shouldn't hang around here a little bit. It seems like something, maybe some type of COVID, some virus going on there. But it seems that the ages are very young, 5, 10, 15, 18, 16, 22, 23, 30, 31. You're not seeing many 80-year-olds. This guy is thinking maybe it's time to book out. Yeah, on the matzevos. We'll pause the story for a moment and we'll get back to it. Perhaps. We're holding an Elul now. We're already more than halfway past Elul. We're starting Slichas Motzei Shabbos. Right, it happens to be the year with the most Slichas. Because Rosh Hashanah is Tuesday, so we have the most days of Slichas. Meaning when Rosh Hashanah is Wednesday, we'll have 4 just start Motzei Shabbos. This year,
depending on how many days, I didn't think of that.
Yeah, we're starting. So this is the max amount of Slichas. So max amount of Slichas, max amount of Kelmales. On one hand, it's a little bit intimidating because it's not easy. But on the other hand, it will give us hopefully a better opportunity to come into the Yom Adin. But what is the avoida? What is the job of Elul? What's our job? What is the job of Elul and Slichas? Obviously, it's not simple. But what is the job? And first of all, is it a time for fear or not? No. That's what is it. So let's try to understand the avoid a little bit. Let me ask you a question. We say in Rosh Hashanah, right? Mi yichye mi yamus. Right? We say that every year. Our lives are hanging in the balance of the Yom Adin. But is that really so? I mean, theoretically, right, after Yom Kippur, there should be a lot of funerals going on, right? It's not the way it happens, right? Typically, though, the bad guys are not dying right after Yom Kippur. It's not like we're seeing just people drop dead suddenly after Yom Kippur.
Yeah, but from last year, it's a lease on life. That means the contract's up. Now let's see if you're going to make it.
Okay, so let's go see it. But I mean, if a guy didn't do the greatest year or is not the best guy, and but some of these guys we're looking at that don't seem to, who aren't doing tshuva, aren't really making an Elul Rosh Hashanah, and they're somehow making it through.
So maybe they gave tzedakah.
Perhaps, maybe. Perhaps, or maybe there's more to it. Maybe that's a deeper meaning of what it means. It could be. I'm not privy to what's going on up there. I'm not. If I was privy, I wouldn't tell you. Right? So, but what does it mean? Maybe there's a deeper meaning to mi yichye mi yamas. Perhaps. I'm going to tell you a fascinating Bnei Yisachar. He brings the Zohar down. The Zohar says that the months of Nisan, Iyar, Sivan. Okay, if I mix up the months, you'll correct me, please. Be with me. I might test you. Nisan, Iyar, Sivan were given to Yaakov. The months of Tammuz of Elul, Esav got. Esav. Zohar says this.
That's what it sounded like.
And the Esav was sameach. He was happy because he had Elul. Since he had Elul, we couldn't do tshuva and we wouldn't have our tea for a good Yom Adin. So he was all b'simcha. Yaakov worked out exactly how, but Yaakov was able to chop back Elul. So Tammuz and Av remain with Esav. Whatever this, again, these are ideas beyond we understand, but right. We had Nisan, Iyar, Sivan. Esav has Tammuz. Oh, we got back Elul.
What happened to the rest of the months?
What? I'm not sure. I didn't go that far, but tonight we'll stick with.
Talking about
Shvat also.
Yeah. So he gets into but fine. That just shows you the koyach of Elul. Esav was so b'simcha because he had Elul, and Baruch Hashem we got it back. But what is the avodah of Elul? So that's Bnei Yisachar. He says, what was Hashem doing in El? We know what Hashem did in Tishrei. He created man. Chafei Elul, and that he created the world. And then according to that one month, Amar, in Tishrei, he created man. Right? Tchilas Ma'asacha is when there's Rosh Hashanah, Aleph Tishrei. That's the purpose of creation. Even though, just on the side, right, the world was created before that. The world was created on Chafei.
It's Rashi, right?
Elul. So why is it called Zehayom Tchilas Ma'asacha? Because Hayom Haras Olam, the birthday of the world. Because Adam is the purpose of the world, so everything was just there for us. So that's the purpose. Okay. But still, what was Hashem doing in El? What happened in El? I wouldn't ask that question. But he was asking, what was Hashem doing in El? So listen to what he says. He says, HaKadosh Baruch Hu was doing in Elul, he was willing the world. He was being meratza the world. He was wanting the world. Here? He wanted the world.
Mean?
Oh, we'll get there. Good. No, good. I'm begging you to ask. I'm like setting you up to ask me. He was wanting the world.
Every second he wants us
Meaning, so, okay, what does that mean? So first of all, Hashem didn't need the world. Right? HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I always tell my kids, I talk about how we don't understand HaKadosh Baruch Hu. If I'd understand my God, that would be a bad thing. If he needs to be understood by me, that's a bad. I don't want a God like that. Right? We want a God that I don't understand.
You don't understand your father's.
Right.
Your father doesn't understand everything.
Right. So Kol Shekei HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So right. Good. Right. Exactly. So
Right.
the HaKadosh Baruch Hu does not need the world. He doesn't need us. He doesn't need the world. But he wanted the world. He wanted to give. He wanted to be a mate. He wanted it. So that concept of Ratzon, where he wanted, he created it in Tishrei. But the desire for that was El. Ad kan b'nei Yisachar. And the part is Zohar. Then he explains more. Where do we find this concept of El being Ratzon? Here, floor's open. Where do we find the concept of Elul being Yemei Ratzon? You know? That this idea of Ratzon, Yemei Ratzon. So I'll tell you, I'll give you a hint. Egel happened, Yud Zayin, the
What do you mean by Yemei
Ratzon.
The day of wanting, you're saying.
Yeah, these are days of Ratzon, days of appeasement, Ratzon, wants, desire.
As in you said, Hashem wants the world.
That's what I'm telling you, the world. But where else do we find that? Good. So the last 40 days, there were 3 sets of 40 days. The first 40 days was very, very bad. We don't want to talk about that. That's not exactly, the thing that we want to talk about. That's our negative part of history, right? The first 40. Well, it's not, it seems like the whole 40 days. Right? Okay, come on. You're right. Fine. You're right. The first 40 were good. You're right. I'm sorry. You're right. The first 40 were good. I'm sorry. The first 40 were good. You're probably the middle were bad. You're right. The middle 40 were bad. Good. Thank you. And then the last 340. The first 40 was Man Torah. Moshe was getting the luchas. Then the middle 40 was the Egel. And the whole middle time where Kadosh Baruch Hu was ready to destroy Klal Yisrael. And Moshe finally, Kadosh Baruch Hu, it was up there trying to beg Hashem not to. Hashem, I won't. And the last 40 was when Kadosh Baruch Hu fully forgave Yom Kippur. That 40-day period. And Rashi says, brings the Chazal, that Ma Rishonis B'Ratzoin, Af Achronis B'Ratzoin. The last 40 were B'Ratzoin like the first 40. Meaning this idea of B'Ratzoin.
Yom Kippur was created because of the Egel, right?
Okay, good. Meaning,
here it is.
The second luchas, right?
Ma Rishonim B'Ratzoin, Af Achronim B'Ratzoin. Emamayata Hemutziyim, the middle 40, which you were saying, how you bekas, were with anger. But the first 4 were B'Ratzoin. And the last 40, Moshe was the Shemaim getting the Torah.
Right.
That was the last 40 were B'Ratzoin. So Dr. Meisachar, this idea that really what happened was the idea of Ratzon was created when HaKadosh Baruch Hu put that into the month. HaKadosh Baruch Hu created Elul. He created Elul, had in it the Ratzon of Bria, of Bria. Hashem put in Elul the concept of want. I want something. The concept that you could want something and have it. And the middle, the last 40, it allowed. Let me explain a little more. How do you define, you asked before, how do you define will, Ratzon? So we all want things, right? How do you know if you want something? think the best way to define if someone wants something is how much one's willing to give up to get it. I think that's how I would define real want. Meaning, we all want. Let's say I want.
Sacrifice.
Right, sacrifice. I want something. Right, but I mean, let's forget about Yiddishkeit. Let's forget Yiddishkeit for a second. Just pure wants. The guy who says, I want to make a lot of money. I want to make a lot of money. I want to make a lot of money. I want to be wealthy. That's his real desire. That's this guy's driving force. Okay.
Like you want this job, you really want
let's
this
go
you gotta do.
Let's go wealthy. I want to be wealthy. Let's go wealthy. Yeah, John, let's go wealthy. I want to be. So now, okay, so it takes effort. Now, the guy's in the way, I want money, but I also want to sleep till 10 o'clock. Right? And take it easy. Right? And just not work hard. It's not going to happen. So you might want a lot of money, but your rutzing for sleep and your desire for maybe, taking it easy on the couch and watching the game is more than your rutzing for money. Clearly, because you really want it, you would give it up. It doesn't mean you don't want it. You do want it. And you're jealous, so you want it. But not enough, not that level where you're willing to give up the other thing.
I've been coming from Blueberry, used to always say people always want to be Rav Moshe. And they want to learn 17 hours a day, but they don't want to sleep 17
Very good. Right, very good. No, is that very good?
Right to your point.
Right, very good. So, I met a guy once. I remember. I'll never forget this. It was interesting. I met a guy. The guy was young. He was a teenager. I remember telling me, I knew the family. That was going to some type of job. He's like, if I want, it's like Zevi, if I wanted to be a brain surgeon, I could be it. He was like dead serious. Maybe 16, 17, 18-year-old kid. Like, if I wanted to be a brain surgeon, I could be it. I know I can, because I could do it. I just don't want to. But he said with such conviction that his words, this has got to be a long time ago, but I remember here, I was like, wow, he's right. If he really wants it, then he'll do it. He'll do it. Now, it might be different people have different levels of it could be certain things are beyond, everyone can do everything. Granted.
I had discussion with somebody like
but
that.
one second. Granted, but it showed me that he believed in himself, that if he really, really wanted something, he could do it.
When there's a will, there's a way.
Right. But again, obviously the scroll's not going to fly. Obviously, you have to have the achilas, and there's such things,
Because
right?
there are like athletes that tried as much as possible. They got to a level.
Yeah, and you'll get
Got
close.
to a level.
Again, you'll get close, and obviously that's why you have to know your kaiches. But the concept that I'm just saying, what does rotzing mean? Want. But wants, misuse the word want. I want something, but okay. I also, like you said, I also want to.
You don't want that.
I also want something more than that. So, how much you want will be defined how much your one is willing to what? Give up or sacrifice to get that want. So that's what I said. So now we know what the word want means. Listen what happened. HaKadosh Baruch Hu wanted the Bria. So he injected in Elul the idea of want. Listen what happened now. Because it's in the month of Elul, you have the concept of Ratzon, that when you really want something, you can get it. Then, when we did Chet Ego, we were at a point where we had a tremendous distance from Hashem, tremendous distance. Even after Hashem said, we're not going to destroy you, there was a huge gap. And that we weren't satisfied. We weren't okay with that. Like, no, we want to get back to where we were. And we took that Ratzon, and Moshe represented us. Klal we're here wanting that. In this month of Elul, and the first Asar Shemei Tshuva, we were showing we don't want to tolerate being second economy. We used to be business class, and then we got demoted to economy because of our chets. And we weren't okay with that. So far, we weren't destroyed, but we weren't okay. No, we want back to what we were. In fact, we want more than before. You said, okay, because of that. We weren't okay. That Ratzon, that was, Hashem already put that on the Bria, in El. And we carried it out. We carried it out to get the tshuva of Elul that created the full tshuva of the Egel to Yom Kippur. That was all a result of this Bria, the Ratzon in Elul. Again, so Ratzon means real want. We really want the tshuva. What's tshuva? right? To return to Hashem, to be close, to the relationship, to be close again, not have the barriers that were created from the Chet. So that was all from Elul. And that's the avodah of Elul. Now, again, I would say there's 3 steps in such a thing. Okay, in Elul, so now we know what's the avodah of Elul? Avodah of Elul is Ratzon. What does it mean? Okay, fine. I explained to you what avodah is Ratzon, and I explained to you what Ratzon is. What does that mean to us? It means, what do I want? I need to really think about what I want. I'm not saying tshuva for the Averis. Avada, I should do that now, but the Iker places really is says to be tshuva. That's we do Ashad and Bagad. That's not an Elul really. Even Slichas now is not the Iker din. There's only a right? Iker din is says to be tshuva.
That's more of a Yom Kippur thing.
Right,
Sounds like.
right. But Elul Avodah, of course, that's part is to what the Iker to figure out what I want. What do I want? Now, I'm not saying this is always a good idea, depending on your stage, mental stage of that day, but I was at Levi recently, for a non-firm relative and they were talking about the funeral. Now, some things were said were actually, but a lot of some things were like, I'm thinking to myself, after when it's my time, like, what do I want people to say about me at my funeral? I'm not thinking it's a great thought, but
there's a Gemara I just learned about. I forgot which Amir it was. He asked who was
Marikatan.
Yeah.
What are you going to say when I die? Marikatan.
Very good.
Right? So what are you going to say when I die?
Amir, he asked two people. They didn't really. They got punished. Now.
Well, because why I got punished because they should have the bad why I got punished.
Okay.
Yeah, they got punished, but it's good, very good.
You
Nice
reminded me.
one. Good.
There, I got it.
Wait, no, he said it. Now say it. I want to.
Oh, so I was at the funeral. I'm thinking that
After.
do I want people at my funeral talking because they said some nice things. I'm like, yeah, this person was a really big, fan of a certain baseball team. Like talking about that. Now again, they said nice things also, but I was thinking like,
But the Neshama doesn't care about that.
right. So again, I'm like, so do I want them to like? You ever hear someone talk about someone they died, how much money they made, how much tzedakah they gave? I mean, you ever had someone talk about, how much they worked, how much time they spent with their kids or
What
family?
do you want? Like somebody told me, what do you want on your tombstone?
What do
to
you
say?
want to be remembered as?
Right. So
What do you want on your tombstone?
So I think Elul is a time where the first step in Ratzon,
That's scary.
it is a little. I'm not. Isn't it? Not always, but there are times for this thought. Elul is a time to think about what do I want, meaning not what I want, meaning real and want. This is what we said. Want. I want a lot of things, but like you said, I want things more. What do I really want means what do I want the most?
What should I want?
Good. So that's even maybe no, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. What should I want, and then get to the. It could be your,
The one.
that's a big. No, it's true. It's a big idea. First, what I want, I should want, and then I want. Then go clarify get to work on yourself to really, really want that because there's so many levels of wants. Like we said, I want to make a lot of money, but I don't want. I also want to sleep a lot. Meaning, okay, example. I really want this year daven every day. Some people have that struggle. Okay, but how much do you want that? Think about it. Are you willing to give us sleep for that? Okay, I want to wear tefillin every day. So it's easy for us, right? How about staying davening the whole time? Not talking davening. How about not getting angry? How about spend time with my kids and my wife? Whatever you're doing, meaning think about what's important that will not just value, will change you and define you and make that. That's what I was thinking. Oh, what was that?
How to not get angry. You live completely alone. So it's not easy when you live with other people.
No, it's not easy.
No, right. Like you're saying.
Of course, and it does. I know someone incredible thing. Listen. I know someone that people are not their names. People know a known person. And my wife wrote to my wife. My wife told me that she doesn't shy from this. Like she had an anger issue, real issue. I mean, she got angry, and 20 plus years working on it. Not 2 months. 20 plus years. And now doesn't mean she doesn't have that the concept of a more of a straightforward person or strong, but it's controlled. But it's years. It means a life's work to control that media, but that was their mission. And they see progress. It's an incredible thing to do that and look back a year later like, It's an incredible feeling. To look back and like, wow, I got better. There's nothing greater. It really isn't. Now, again, so Elul is the time. Now, it's not an easy thing, but it's a little change. Of course, tshuva is needed, but really, you need to. What do I want to get to? Now, I asked you. I started telling you, miyachim miyamas, right? That, I mean, come on, right? Is that really happening? I mean, many people we asked before. You know, it should be after Yom Kippur. There should be a lot of levias of those bad people, the Roshas. Now, it could be you're right. They have chosim, but I'll say something deeper. Perhaps it's a deeper meaning. What is life? I heard this line from a great line from Ari Ben Shushan. Life is living or existing. What's chiyus? Living or existing?
Living.
After me, no? Existing is I'm just alive, do nothing.
Yeah.
But I told.
Exactly.
I started telling you the story about. I started with a story, right? A guy walks into the town, and he's by the funeral. There's like forest area. There's a cemetery. He's like, whoa. I better book quickly because people here are dying quickly. I don't want to be part of that. Like 16, 14, like no one's living past 28. Like what's going on over here? What diseases over here? And he walks out. He's an old man. He's like, what's going on here? He's like, oh, you mean the. He's like, no, we don't write down when they died, how many years they existed. We write how many years they lived. Like the Maggid says this mashal. The Maggid says this mashal. They wrote the years, not that they existed, they lived. Are we living or existing? Mi yechya miyamas means, mi yechya miyamas might mean a deeper level. A year of living or dying, not
A year of like,
meaning we want, so listen carefully, listen to the punchline carefully. Productivity. Now, but that's not Hashem, that's us. If we want something so badly, then Hashem's going to give us what we need to get that. Let's say a person says, I really want to work on anger. I really want to work on that. But it's hard. And the more experience you go through, and you help with that. And every challenge, so maybe Hashem, you really want to work on that. You tried, you worked on, you thought about that, you're making steps. I'm going to give you a little better parnasa this year. Make it a little easier for you. Right? I'll give you a year of physical life to work on that because you're part of it, right? And I'll give you Sat Shemai more things to make it easier for you because you want that. You worked on that. It's a Ratzain. The Ratzain of Elul led to the creation of the world. Okay? Ratzain was Hashem willed the Bria, then in Tishrei he created it. The Ratzain of what we want will create what we get to. We need to first want it, then that will allow us to get it. It's a deep concept, but Miyach Miyamas is on the deeper level of not existing living. That perhaps will be that. I just want to end with a quick story. I think it's appropriate now. Rebbe Wine was nifter about 4 weeks ago, I think, right? It's almost a shleishim. And he was a person that I didn't know. I learned in yeshiva that he started after he already left in Shari Torah. But he's a person that he was a lawyer. Then he became a Rav, moved to Florida, created a whole congregation. Then he went to Muncie and created a whole shul and yeshiva. Then it wasn't enough there, not young. Went there at Shul and just kept going. And I was talking to some people, some of his talmidim from yeshiva, who I learned with the nights. And they told me, yeah, we have like a whole Chaburah, like a chat that with him. And like every month officially, maybe every 6 weeks, we would have like a Chaburah together. Like he would talk to us. Mm-hmm. He was 91 when he was nifter, not 61. He just didn't give up. Where did it come from? There's a known story, and I'll end with this. That, I mean, it's again, I'll try facts the best way I remember it, but Rav Pesach Krohn said this over that one time he asked Rabbi Wine, like maybe it's time to this is not now, this is like years ago, so I don't know when he was, but before he was 91, I don't know, 20 years ago, I don't know, it was a long time ago. He was ready but maybe it's time to take it easy a bit. So Wine said Wine said on the story, he said one morning in 1946, he was 11, I think, or 12 years old. In Chicago. His father was the Rav of a Shul there in Chicago. The congregation of the Chicago West Side woke him up early in the morning and said, we're going to the airport, to greet Rav Herzog. Okay, fine. So he gets in the car, very excited to go. Rav Herzog, with first chief rabbi of Eretz Yisrael. Herzog. Again, a person hears, fits right in. from my,
Case in point.
Exactly.
he says he gets to the airport and there was a whole slew of Rabbanim there together on the tarmac to greet Rabbi Herzog. And he was there, a little boy. He was there. He said, I remember watching this, this distinguished figure come out, exit the plane, had tips, a silver tip hat over there, Tanakh in one hand. Sorry, silver cane. Top hat, a silver cane, and a Tanakh. He watches him, and he starts speaking. Fine. Then he brought him over afterwards to the yeshiva, to the Hebrew Theological College, the yeshiva, which is one of my one's relatives started, and he spoke. And he said to the school, I want to tell you about a recent visit I just recently had.
This was published not too long ago.
Could be. I heard this many years ago.
I read this recently.
Where I had a recent visit with the Pope in the Vatican. He said, I came to the Pope with a list of 10,000 children, Jewish children, that were given over to the church during the war for safekeeping. And I'm asking the Pope to please release them back to us now. They're our kids. 10,000 Jewish children. Mm-hmm. And the Pope says to Rav Herzog, they've already been baptized and they can't do it. So while he was speaking, he started crying. He's not uncontrollably crying. And Rabbi Wine said he remembers during this cry, you could hear his cries for the 10,000 children and all the other children suffering as well in the world. The cry consisted of all the pain.
It was a big mitzvah.
After he got his composure back, he said, I can't do anything more for those 10,000 children. But he charged and he, like a powerful voice, said, each one of you, each one of us must answer the question, what are you doing for the Jewish children, Jewish people? And he said that sat in his mind for just forever. What are you doing for the Jewish people? Like that voice, that strong voice from that Rabbi Herzog, it laid a lasting impression on him and others. And I believe that he never let down because he had that voice. That created a rutzin inside of him. I will do something. I will help do things for the Jewish people, for the Yidden. I'm going to do what I can, everything I can, till the day I die. And he had that imprinted in his mind, and it created a rutzin, and that's what he wants more than other things. So of course he could have taken it easy, but his rutzin to do things was bigger than his rutzin to take it easy. Right? Elul is a time for us to want. And the more we want, the more we could do. Hashem should give us all siyat d'shmaya that we should have an rest of Elul where we really create our right rutzin for each of us that will help us grow in the best we can, and have a ksiva chasim atov v'kukah ben shar.
Amen.